Good morning, students. Today I'll take the topic digestive system in human beings in class 10 biology. We all have studied about the different organs of the digestive system in the lower classes. Today I will tell you in detail how the process of digestion takes place in the human body. As you all know that human digestive system consists of different organs, that is mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. We'll discuss here the different functions as well as the structures of these organs and how they work for the proper digestion of the food. First of all, we take the mouth. We all know that first the different processes which are involved in the process of digestion are, first is the ingestion. Ingestion means taking the food, and we take the food by our hand and we take it to our mouth. The mouth contains teeth. We chew the food, we break the food into smaller pieces, and the saliva which are present in the mouth, they help in the digestion of food. Means the first digestion of food starts in the mouth itself, because the saliva contains the salivary amylase, and these salivary amylase digest the starch into sugar. So the main function of the salivary amylase is to digest the starch into sugar. And beside the different organ, that is mouth, esophagus, intestine, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, there are two glands also in the human digestive system, and these glands are liver and pancreas. I will tell you what are the different functions of liver and what do they secrete and how they help in the digestion of food. So first we are talking about the ingestion. As I told you, the food is taken into our mouth, and mouth contains the teeth which chew the food, and then the saliva which makes the food semi-solid and helps in the digestion of food and converts the starch into sugar by the help of salivary amylase. Now the mouth also contains the tongue which helps to swallow the food, and when we swallow the food, the food goes from our mouth by the help of tongue to our esophagus. Esophagus is actually a food pipe which carries the food, and the muscles which are present in the esophagus, they contract and relax rhythmically. Contraction takes place, and that process is called peristaltic movement, and which help the food to go from esophagus to the stomach. So this movement of the food by the help of the contraction of the muscles which are present in the esophagus is called peristaltic movement. Now we come to the stomach. After the food from the mouth, it goes to the esophagus, and from esophagus it goes to the stomach. So what is stomach? Actually it is a J-shaped organ which are present in the left abdomen, and the stomach contains, the walls of the stomach secrete some digestive enzymes. These are HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus. Pepsin helps to digest the proteins, mainly break down the proteins into smaller pieces, and the mucus which are HCl, the main function of HCl is that it helps to it helps to make the food acidic, and secondly it also kills the bacteria which are present in the food. So hydrochloric acid have two functions. First, it kills the bacteria which are present in the food, and secondly it helps to make the food acidic in nature. Now the pepsin which are present in the gastric juice, they help to digest the protein, that is it breaks down the proteins into smaller pieces, and the mucus which are present in the gastric juice, they helps to protect the stomach wall from its own secretion of the hydrochloric acid. So these are the two functions of the mucus and the pepsin. Now after the ingestion, now the food goes to from the stomach, it goes to the small intestine, and small intestine is actually long and narrow in shape, means its length is larger, and but it is narrower, and mostly the small intestine helps in the absorption of the food. When the food which is digested in the stomach, it is now absorbed in the small intestine. Now, small intestine also contains some two glands which are called liver and pancreas, as I have told you before. So, liver secrete the bile juice, and what is bile juice? It is actually the yellowish liquid which are secreted by the liver, and it helps in the digestion of fats mostly. And also second function of the bile is that it makes the food alkaline also, means the stomach makes the food acidic in nature, which contain HCl which are present in the stomach, it makes the food acidic. Now that food become alkaline due to the presence of the bile which are present in the liver, and also bile helps to break down the fats, means it helps in the digestion of fats. Now the second one is the pancreas. Pancreas is also a salivary gland which contain pancreatic juice, and these pancreatic juice are pancreatic amylase, trypsin and lipase. So these are the juice which are pancreatic juice which are secreted by pancreas, and these amylase, that is pancreatic amylase, help in the digestion of starch, whereas trypsin helps in the digestion of proteins and lipase helps in the digestion of fats. So these are the three functions of the pancreatic juice. Means amylase converts the starch into smaller parts, or we can say into sugar. Trypsin helps in the digestion of proteins, and lipase helps in the digestion of fats. Now so here the process of we can say the digestion completes in the small intestine. After that the process of absorption takes place, and the process of absorption takes place also in the small intestine. Digestion completes in the stomach, but the process of absorption completes in the small intestine, because the small intestine, as I told you, different enzymes are there, pancreatic juice are there which help in the digestion of different food which we eat, and it also contains some finger-like structures which are called the villi, or villi we can say, and it increases the surface area for the absorption of food. That is the main function of the villi which are present in the small intestine. Means more and more food can be absorbed by the villi in the small intestine. And after that the food which are digested in the stomach, now it is assimilated, or it is digested, and the absorbed food is now carried by the blood to the different body cells for assimilation, and this helps in the growth of the cells or the growth of the body, as well as repair of the worn out cells of the body. So that process of whole how the food digested and the dissolved food is carried by the blood to different body cells for different activities, that process is called assimilation. And after that the last process which completes in the digestive system is the process of digestion. In digestion what happens, it helps to excrete out the undigested food which are not digested by the small intestine. Now it is secreted in the large intestine. Large intestine may mostly consist of the rectum, in which the food is stored there for some time, and after that it is passed out by the process of digestion. So this whole complete process is called digestion. So here the whole process of the digestion, starting from the mouth or the process of ingestion till the process of digestion takes place in the human body. So that's all for today, and tomorrow we'll discuss about the process of respiration.